All right, good evening, investors. Welcome to another edition of TW Investors. Sorry about the delay there. How's everybody doing? Guys doing all right? Yeah. Good to hear, good to hear. We're in a new format now. In our class here this evening, we're using a different, slightly different version of the software that we usually use. And what you should be able to do is download the letter from before you logged in. You should have seen that there. Also, you should be able to chat. Everybody should be able to see everybody chatting, right? So if you type something, I won't have to repeat it anymore. You'll be able to see it on your screen as well as mine. On the up here on the screen, you should be seeing our current portfolio and our spreadsheet, which is will be available on the page. I have not had a second to upload it there for you. There's just a few things that we need to cover tonight. This will probably be a little bit shorter of a class than normal. Remember that this week is a shortened holiday week. Friday is Good Friday and the market is closed. Therefore, Trading Wings will be closed as well. Enjoy the day off. All right. As you can see, for those of you joining us for the first time, all these symbols here are the current symbols that we are in, the symbols that we are playing, and the symbols that we are tracking. Right? You can also see these symbols over here. Right? And if you have the ViewTrade Elite platform, you can also set up your watch list just like I have it if you like. Now, we have no new potential plays coming up, and I'll tell you why real quick. Let me go back over here. I'm going to pull it up here at the top. We're going to go and we're going to look at something that we've been talking about for quite a while now, and everybody else is talking about the same thing, and that is the all-time highs on the S&P 500 index right here. And look how close we are to hitting that. Now, we have to take this kind of like we always do when we're approaching a high. We take a look at our portfolio and we ask the simple question: if the market moves higher, will we be able to take advantage of it in a significant way? And the answer is yes. Right? We have all long positions. If the market moves lower, will we be able to protect our risk? And the answer is yes. We're working at that every week. You can see some of the new stops that we've placed in here, and we're slowly reducing our risk overall so that the portfolio can withstand a decent pullback. Chances are, if the market pulls back pretty good, we're gonna probably close out quite a few positions. The point is that we'll be able to do that at a profit, at break even, maybe at a small loss, and so that's what we're really shooting for. The game plan overall, if you're out there, you got your portfolio of stocks, the game plan is always to reduce risk and take profits on the way up and let the portfolio handle itself on pullbacks, right? You should be in a position to be able to withstand a pullback. Now, that might mean that you've reduced your risk to such a point that any pullback causes you to get completely out of the market. That depends on how tight you have your stops. Does that make sense? What I mean is, if every one of our stops were very close to the current market price, well, any small pullback in the market would cause us to exit all of our positions. And that's okay if you want to do it that way. It's your call. I like to keep a little bit looser of a stop, especially once we've locked in profits. Over here, most of our position is out. Right here, target, most of our position is out. 3/4 of the position has already been locked in. We've already sold it, and we've already taken profits on 3/4 of our position. Same with Microchip and BCPC and now Dollar General, we'll talk about in a minute. Boeing. And so we're trying to just get all of these as close to their targets as possible. And then we can be a little bit loose with our remaining position because it's not as big a dollar amount, right? So it doesn't make you nervous when it pulls back a little. And so that's our goal. And this investors group as a whole is designed to show you how to manage a portfolio. We want to show you how to pick stocks to put in your portfolio, and then we want to show you how to manage it. And so what we're going to start with is our stop prices. Now, every Monday, most of you know already, but every Monday what we do is we raise our stops on the positions that have given us the opportunity to do that. And so what you're going to see here, we're going to focus right on these two columns for just a second. What you're going to see is the highlighted cells that are yellow, highlighted in yellow inside of these two columns. We have moved our stop price up. We never move our stop price down on long positions. So if we believe the stock is going to go up, we can only move our stop up. We will never back it down. That to me is wrong. So on Target, we're able to raise our stop to 63, and on Dollar General, our stop is now 46.08, and you can see as we go through here what we're working on. Okay? So let's take a look at Target real quick, because we raised our stop on Target, and what you can see is the reason why Target is doing quite nicely. Let's change this chart back. Okay. So on our spreadsheet, which again I'll post on the page when we're done. I forgot them. I wouldn't have had a chance to do it anyways. But on Target, our entry is $62, and we went and we bought this back in January on the 24th, so somewhere in here. Okay, and we've been raising our stop up little by little, just little by little, and now what we've done is raise it right here to this 50-day moving average, which is still quite a ways away from the current market price. You might say, well, why don't you raise it way up here? You can do that if, and I would suggest you do that, if you still have most of your position. And you check our spreadsheet and you can see, well, we've already hit a target. So we hit our first target, we've locked in some pretty good profits, and now we're shooting for 70 on the remainder. And maybe we get that in the next day or two, so that's pretty exciting. I left BCPC, our second target. Now see, when you see this highlighted, that means we've raised it. So we're shooting for even higher amounts now on BCPC. So let's take a look. We have a stop price of break even, right? It's the same as our entry price. We can't lose. And in fact, we've already made money at 42, right? So we're going to make money on this either way. And so now we're just being greedy, right? We're shooting for 44 and to see, can we make a little bit more? And so we'll go look at BCPC. And the reason we're doing that is, again, we've had a good run in BCPC all the way up here, and we're just shooting for a little bit more. And, one more good move, and we'll probably get there. So if you want to shoot for that with me, 44 is our goal. If I could bounce around a little bit, this Dollar General, we'll focus on this, and then if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But Dollar General, our actual three-quarter target was 51.50. If you go back on your investors page and you look, you'll see our actual three-quarter target was 51.50. Now, why do I have 52.50 there? Let's take a look. We never adjust that first target. Look what happened to Dollar General. Just yesterday, and this, you got to look at this a little bit here. So we're shooting for 51.50, which is right here. Okay, so what I always say is make sure you have your orders in for your targets, right? Put the order in ahead of time. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't mess you up or anything. Just put the order in. Well, what happened is Dollar General gapped up, and that just means that it closed here around 50, and it opened up here at 52. Let's see exactly what it was. The opening price was 52.53, right? So our orders were in there at 51.50, and the type of orders that you're placing is you're saying, well, we're down here, and I would like to sell it up here. Okay, so it's called a limit order. So you're saying, when we get up there, I'd like to sell it, right? And so what happened is you're telling the computer, give me 51.50 or better, right? Anything above that would work too. So if you had that order in there, and then the market opens at 52.50, our orders get filled, but luckily for us, they get filled at a higher price, right? Now, depending on the type of order you might have placed, you could have even maybe gotten filled right here at this 52.50. Okay? So, and again, truthfully, if you're sitting there and you're watching it, that's fine. You probably just said, oh, wow, cool. Maybe you even got out closer to 53. Good if you did. But I put 52.50 because our opening price is 52.53. So you had a chance to get out right there. We already hit that target. So we did a little bit better than we would have thought there And now what I want to do, remember our second target was 53. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to hit it all in one day. It's going to hit the first target and the second target. But we didn't quite get there. So now we have the opportunity to get greedy, right? So if you go back here, you say we made over 10% on our first part of our position. Let's shoot for even more on the second. So just be aware there that we've raised our second target to $55. Okay, you can do what you want to do with it, but that's what I'm shooting for, and getting a little more aggressive. For the technical chart players out there, just notice that I'm just a hair under prior highs on the weekly chart. All right, so we're all good with that? Everybody good? Yeah, you got it. So new target, we're shooting for a little bit more. And always good when a stock gaps up on you like that. Always a good surprise. Okay, and then moving along, Boeing and United Technologies, and you can see some of the new stops. We're reducing the risk where we can. Boeing had a great day, by the way. This is why you don't short these powerful, powerful, strong stocks. A lot of short squeeze in there, as people say, uh-oh, I thought I had a top, and then it ended up bouncing on them, so they had to cover that short. So on Boeing, we're able to raise our stop. We're shooting now for that second target of 90, remember. So we've got a really strong stock. It's doing really well for us. I don't think that this stop price here, so we're locking in almost 4%, and 81 is our stop. I highly doubt we're going to hit that. See how we're just going to slowly start raising it week after week? It should be fine. So we're locking in more profit there. And then basically all of our newer plays that we've taken throughout this month, we're just trying to reduce the risk just in case the market pulls back off of those highs. And so we've got, you can see it as you go here. AUY, we've reduced the risk, and MSCC and WY as much as we can. Now these down here at the bottom, they obviously have more risk. They're newer plays for us. And so haven't had the opportunity to reduce the risk. And I think that's about it. Overall, the total portfolio, we're up just over 5%. We've got some nice winners, and so I'm kind of hoping the market pulls back just a little bit, maybe even 3-4%, and then we can try to shoot over that high. I don't think it's going to be a good thing if we go right through the high first, but we'll see. It's not up to me. What else? What else? Okay. Okay. Does anybody trade options? Do you guys trade options that frequently? I didn't know. I thought I'd bring this up just so you guys know, but yeah, okay. So for ViewTrade clients, I think everybody in here, almost everybody in here, we have as clients of ViewTrade. Really cool thing that they just are able to offer now, and it's already available on your platforms. You don't have to do anything special with it, but you can now trade mini options. So if you like to play Apple, if you like to play Amazon, the high dollar stocks that, Google, things that get real expensive to buy, and we don't focus on them much because they're expensive to buy, you can now trade mini options. And for those of you that don't know, when you buy one contract, right, if you're going to buy an option instead, let's say you buy one call on Apple, that's the equivalent of 100 shares. And so you're on the hook for potentially 100, well, if you buy a call, you have the opportunity to buy 100 shares. Okay? Now, 100 shares of Apple, you're currently sitting at its $450 or whatever. You can see how you need to have that 45 grand if you want to buy the stock. So what they now offer is mini options, which you can do in tens, right? So you could say, well, one contract is equal to 10 shares, and so that's pretty cool. So if you want to buy and sell calls and puts and play that game, you can now do so with 10 share increments. So instead of one contract being worth yeah, it's pretty neat, huh? So instead of one contract being worth 100 shares, and you potentially needing to come up with that kind of money, now you can do 10. You can do 10, 20, whatever you like to do. Same expiration, same everything. They're called mini options. So I thought that was pretty cool. I want to bring it up. So if anybody's interested in learning more about that, make sure you give those guys a call. And maybe if you have more questions or something, they can walk you through it. Okay. One last note. I told you today would be short, so if there's anything else I can answer, now's the time. One last note. Thursday, I will do a recorded class, and I will post it later, probably Thursday night, maybe Friday morning. I will be out of town, and so when I get back, I'll record the class, but there'll be no live class. So kind of a long weekend there. So if you have any questions, always you feel free to email Dustin@tradingwings.com. That's me. I will answer them at any time when I see them come in. You guys seem to like emailing questions. I have no problem with that. But just know that Thursday will not be here for the class at night. Okay? All right. All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your day or evening. And we have some people from overseas, so enjoy the rest of your day. If you're in the States, enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will be sure to update the page for you guys on Thursday as well. All right? Thanks for stopping by. Adios. Good night or good day.